So where we left off is we were talking about Darwin, how he was gathering his evidence for his proposal, basically. And now this is about how he presented his case, so to speak. And then we'll talk about the mechanism of natural selection and such. Oh, guys, I'm so silly. I'm gonna plug this in. Why is this not working? Okay. Learning objectives. Describe the conditions under which natural selection occurs. You guys can probably even do that right now. And then explain the principle of common descent. So we're going to be looking at that poster. So our origin of life, our tree of life. All right, so Darwin publishes. Though he had collected, a lot of evidence already, he was very, hesitant to publish it because, like we said, radical idea. Lamarck, who we talked about yesterday, he got a lot of, resentment, and they pushed back on his idea. He was ridiculed. Darwin, having a very similar idea, albeit way later, was also scared of the same pushback. So what he did is he waited 20 years, despite his scientific friends pushing him, hey bro, publish your stuff, it's good. He was like, I'm not ready. So he waited 20 more years, all to collect more and more evidence, so that when he published it, it was strong and sound. It wasn't like Lamarck's. It was pretty much I won't say undeniable, but it was strong enough to, be the makings of a theory. So there was another scientist, Wallace. He was onto the same idea as Darwin. And Darwin read an essay that this guy published and was like, oh crud, I better get my stuff out there before this guy or he's gonna get all the credit, right? That would suck. So that's kind of what put the fire under his bum. He got his study published, got it out there, and that was that. So again, you guys, scientific community is very critical. And I've told you guys this stuff before. When you publish things, your study needs to be replicable over many, many times by anybody. And other scientists are going to be looking for holes in that study. That's what he was scared about. So he had to make it very strong. And that's hence the 20 years of collecting more and more evidence. The pigeons that we talked about, all the stuff he found on the Galapagos, all that went into his proposal. So the struggle for existence. What do you guys think this means? Does anyone want to take a guess at that? Struggle for existence. Go, Adrian.
Probably trying not to die.
Yeah, try not to die. Yeah, try not to die for sure.
I'd say that's a good guess.
Let's think if we have a species that has, we talked about this, lots of babies. What is going on? We have some survivors, some that didn't make it. Doesn't that work with this? Okay, well what's going on? Why are some making it and some aren't? Go ahead. Yeah, natural selection. Let's see. Okay, so natural selection. How is it related to evolution? Let's recap on that. Buddy, go.
The strong will, so the survivors will go, pass it on.
Yeah, pass their genes on, right?
Kind of.
Good. No, it's okay. It's good. Yeah, so the survivors will pass their genes on. So you would say natural selection is the mechanism for evolution to function, to work. It's evolution by itself, okay, you got the theory, great, but what's actually making it work? And that is our natural selection, survival of the fittest. So, don't know what the species of this is. I should probably know that. But what's it? What is it?
Stonefish.
Stonefish? Buddy thinks it's a stonefish. I don't really know, so I'm not gonna say that's not true. What's it demonstrating, you guys?
Camouflage.
Yeah, camouflage. Good. So maybe this fish in particular had some genetic variation and mutation that allowed it to camouflage a bit better than its siblings, and that's why it survived. The others died out, so it gets to pass the genes on because why? It's really simple. Natural selection. It's surviving. So individuals that have more genetic variation have a higher chance of adapting to their environment and ultimately surviving. And when we say surviving, what else does that entail? It's not just okay, I live, great. What else is it? Marilyn, go.
Passing their genes down.
Yes, passing their genes on. So you have to be able to reproduce, not just live and make it and avoid the predators. You need to make sure that you're successfully reproducing. Okay. This is the eastern coral snake. Do you think these are both eastern coral snakes?
No.
Well, how come? Jade.
One of them has like black dots, like on the red spots, and the other one doesn't.
That one up there.
Yeah.
Does anyone notice any other differences, Emma?
The color seems much duller, not as bright as the one as the eastern coral snake.
Yeah, that could be from maybe like the photographs too, but good to know. Maybe like dullness and, you know, vibrancy. Buddy?
Pattern's different.
The pattern's different. How so?
That one has black, yellow, and then black, yellow, and red. And the other one has red, yellow, black, red,
Uh-huh.
black, yellow.
Yeah, go ahead, Jane.
I was gonna say, for the one on the bottom, yellow stripes are in the middle of the black, and the one on the top, red stripes are in the middle of the black.
Yeah, good, you guys, good. But for, you know, maybe a species of animal that's not so observant as we are, would this look like the same species at a blink of an eye? Yeah, right? Great. So this is mimicry. This other species is a scarlet king snake. That one's super venomous. This one is not venomous at all. When I was younger, my grandpa told me red on black, friend of Jack. Black on yellow, kill a fellow. So that's how you know this guy's venomous, this guy's not. So little things like this, you guys, mimicry, that is evolution at its peak, really. This is crazy. That remember, these animals are not, this isn't Lamarck, where these animals are like, yeah, he's doing good, he's surviving, he's scary, I'm gonna look like him. Like, that's not what's going on. It's just happenstance. It's that these this species at one point, some individuals, maybe one, maybe a couple, happen to have this pattern, and they survived because other species around them, predators, were like, I don't want to eat that, that's venomous, or they're scared of it, whatever, and it worked for them. And so that just kept being bred into their population until they all look like this. Isn't that crazy? That just happened to work like that. There's, what the heck is it called? I can't remember, I just watched a video on it yesterday. There's a caterpillar, and if you kind of antagonize it, it'll flip over, and it looks like a snake. Like, very much looks like a snake. The eyes of the snake even have like white dots that look like the light reflecting off of them. That's crazy that that's even possible. We'll talk more about like coevolution and different things like that, but that's just to show you the variation that an individual can have could very well be the means of its survival, and it just happens to have mimicry, or it just happens to have camouflage, and so that species, you know, runs with that. What's going on here? Does anyone have a guess? What is happening, the interaction? Go ahead.
The bird looks like it's like, kind of how like humans, like when they see a bear, they have to like make themselves look big and scary.
Intimidation.
That
Yeah.
kind of looks like what's happening there. The bird's like, come at me,
You
bird.
don't wanna fight, you don't want it.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't want to mess with
Bigger and
me.
stronger.
Bigger, stronger, yeah. There's two different types of what about the fox? What about it? What is it adapted to do? Like, what's going on? What's it trying to do?
Staring
Yeah.
at it.
Just looking at it, holding its ground, but it's a what, you guys? Yeah, it's a predator. It's a predator. So it's designed to hunt, and then just like evolutionary arms race, egret, I'm assuming that's some kind of an egret, looks like it. It's evolved to show this behavior towards predators, to get big, rather than run, because if it runs, the fox might be fast enough to attack it, kill it, rip its neck out, whatever. So those are just little, adaptations, you guys, could be physical, they could be in their behavior. Remember when we learned about innate and learned behavior, like way back when?
Yeah.
What was the difference? Does anyone recall from that far back? Go ahead, Emma.
Wasn't innate like they were kind of born with like the urge, like how the predators
Yeah.
were born with the urge to hunt and then learn behavior or something they kind of gain the knowledge of over time.
Adrian, did you want to add to that?
I was pretty much gonna say the same thing.
Totally. Which one can be passed down through genes?
Innate.
Innate, good. So, do you guys think this is innate then? Both of these sides are innate?
Probably.
Yes, I'd say so. Yeah. I happen to know that, but there are instances, you guys, where maybe a creature learned to do this, learned it from its mom or something, but in this case, both the fox stalking and holding its ground and the egret holding its wings out, those are innate behaviors which can be passed on through genes, they're genetic. So if you're survival of the fittest here, and this guy, for whatever reason in its life, its genes, its instincts told it to do that, and none of the other ones did that, and he survived because of it, again, those will be passed on. Even though it's not a physical characteristic, it's a behavior, same thing. Okay, so natural selection, this is kind of an odd picture, isn't it? Okay, so what do we got here? This will look familiar to you in a little bit, by the way, but what are we looking at?
Grasshoppers.
A lot of grasshoppers, right? What do you notice? What else do you notice though about the picture?
They're both different colors.
Yeah, it's two different colors. So what does that mean? What does that mean that we have right now? Yeah, good, Philip. So we have genetic variation. We have two options. There's multiple genes right now, multiple traits. Something else. What else do you notice about this? Not so much the individuals. Not the eggs. Mercedes, what do you notice? Yeah, not the individuals. Something else around them.
The grass.
The grass. What color is the grass? Green. What do you want to add?
Yeah, it's the opposite color of that one.
The opposite color of the brown ones, right? So who's probably gonna survive here if we have like a bird?
Green.
Grasshoppers.
The green grasshoppers, right? So that there you go. There's natural selection. After so many generations, you're probably gonna be left with a whole lot of green grasshoppers and not so many brown ones, all because of their environment. So sometimes, you guys, it has to do with like predators that are pushing the natural selection, okay? So why is the bird eating the brown one?
Saw it first.
Go ahead.
Because you can see it much clearer than the green one because it doesn't blend in.
Yeah, it stands out. There's no camouflage for this one. He's bye-bye. So now, what are you noticing? More green grasshoppers? Good, okay. Great, so yes, if it was flipped, alright, and maybe we had like, I don't know, a bunch of brown weeds or something, maybe during summer when everything loses its green luster and it's left with dried out grass, is the flip going to happen?
Yes.
Probably.
Yes.
Maybe in so many generations, who's to say? So you could have these genetics be pushed all over the place, and you might have a little bit of everything just because it's changing so rapidly. So it's not just the predator pushing things all the time. It can be the environment. It can be hot, cold. Are you adapted to like withstand better, hotter temperatures or colder temperatures? It could be all types of things that are pushing these genes around so much, and it's all a matter of who can adapt and who can't. So bringing it back around to like maybe current events, climate change and stuff. We don't talk about this enough, but mass extinctions, you guys, in our past, I'm talking about this with my earth science class right now, more often than not are always caused by huge change in temperature. So global warming, global cooling, and if it's happening at a faster rate than these things have genetic variation with which to adapt to, you get mass extinctions. So just keep that in mind, like if it's not always like, all right, I can eat stuff, I can avoid being eaten, great. Can you withstand the environmental pressures though? So that's a huge question in and of itself. So we talked about how Lamarck was he was very much off, not kind of, he was totally off. He was saying the individuals want to be perfect, right? Evolution is anything but perfect though, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and what is a good example of this? Look at these two things, what are they?
They are plants.
The plant's great, what else do you notice, Jade?
They're both flowers, right? Or-
Yeah, they're both flowers of a sort, they're both angiosperms. They're they're trying to release pollen, right? So what is the difference between them though? Go ahead, Jan.
One's way more colorful than the other. The other one's kind of dull.
Yeah, why do you think that is though, Adrian?
I'm unsure.
What's the point of being a pretty flower?
Oh.
Go, Jade.
Attracting bees.
Yeah, attracting pollinators, great. So what's the point of that one having these long thingies?
So the
It's
wind
easier
can
to
take it.
get.
Yeah, buddy, say that out loud.
So the wind can take it.
Yeah, so the wind can take it. So what did you guys just learn about these two species of plants?
One's prettier.
One is prettier, but there's a reason behind it. For what, Jade? For pollinators, right? Yeah, but then the other one, buddy, is for wind. So that's two separate ways of accomplishing the same goal, right? So that's to show what is perfect? If you can accomplish the same goal in a variety of ways, there's no perfect one way to do anything.
There is beauty in imperfection.
Yes, buddy, there's beauty in imperfection. There is survival in imperfection, in fact. So to say that anything is trying to be perfect is just, that would mean everything at one point would just be the same, right?
How boring.
Yeah, how boring. So the variation is where it's at. Common ancestry. So I'll probably teach you guys later on about phylogenetic trees. It's a little more complicated, but if any of you are interested in like challenging yourselves, a phylogenetic tree is a great way to do that. Or you can break it down not even into a phylogenetic tree, but one that just focuses more on basic traits. Darwin, in fact, made the very first one ever. And you'll notice at the top, it says, I think. Isn't that funny? I think this is how it worked. Darwin is very humble, like he's asking questions, why? This tree that he made is awesome because that is what scientists use for evolution all the time now, for everything. And the way it works is like, I don't know if I don't think I could draw you one, but basically you would have you could look at this one, it's a mess. You have one ancestor that has, I don't know, no fur, just basic, maybe a jellyfish or something. And then all of a sudden you've got a heart and nerves that would branch off on another branch of this tree. And then you'd have whatever animal just evolved to have heart and nerves. And then you have another branch where it's like, okay, now we've got fur and we've got legs. And then you just keep going and keep going. Like things are ever changing, but if you break it all down, you'll come to a origin of life, like one common ancestor. That's common descent. So it's just saying we started with something really simple, unicellular organism, and it started evolving this and this and this. So it's like we as scientists need to categorize things and make it like in a way that we can look at it and understand it. So you start breaking it off into traits. They have this trait, so they belong over here on this branch, but then from this one, it branches off into 3 other species. You see how you can work down and down and down and down for a very long time. So Darwin had the first one. I think that's pretty freaking awesome. So just a real quick quiz. What's natural selection versus evolution? Or more accurately, how are they related to each other? Go, Adrian.
Natural selection determines what animals live and what don't, and evolution is the process of passing down genes.
Yeah, good. How is it related to evolution?
The animals that survive pass down their genes and continue evolution, I guess. And the animals that don't die, I guess.
Yeah, so you can't, it's the thing that pushes, it's the mechanism for evolution. That's what natural selection is. Without it, you would just have this theory, okay, we got from here to here, but how? Okay, we talked more about this yesterday, but recap. What's artificial selection, you guys?
Natural selection determined by humans.
So it's not natural. You guys should all be aware of what artificial selection is. What is it, Emma? Oh, you weren't. Okay, Quentin, tell me.
As an example, chihuahuas.
Yeah, great.
We choose traits that we think are enjoyable and then
Breed them.
ourselves.
Good. Yeah, so artificial selection, humans are choosing what traits are advantageous to us, whether that be bigger udders on a cow for more milk, Chihuahua because we think it's cute. We took a wolf and then bred till we got what we wanted, what we decided was needed. Natural selection, on the other hand, that's determined by nature. So pretty simple, just know the difference. And what about, this isn't on here, but what about sexual selection? Who's determining what there? Go, buddy.
It's the mate.
The mates, yes. So whatever is attractive to the female, more often than not, at least with birds, or the male, and that could really push evolution and your traits that you express as well, like our blue-footed boobies, right? We realize that they have blue feet all because of sexual selection. Even though the stuff that's in their blue feet would be better health-wise inside their bodies and their immune system. Okay, adaptation versus fitness. How about that? Jade? Adaptation versus fitness. Easy. Here, I'll tell you this. A mutation or genetic variation is just that. At the point that it becomes advantageous or improves the survival of the individual, it's just a mutation, just a different, but if it's advantageous, it's now an adaptation. It's improved survival. So if that individual has a mutation, an adaptation, and its survival is improved, that means what about its fitness?
Its fitness improves.
Yeah, it's high rate of fitness. And same thing, you guys, if you have high fitness, you're reproducing, you're eating, you're living life to its fullest. If you have low fitness, what's going on? What's going on, Quentin?
You're not all that healthy, you're not eating as much, you're
Yeah,
dying.
you could be dying, hey Jan?
Probably not gonna get a mate. You have low fitness.
Probably not gonna get a mate or not very many, therefore your genetics are not really gonna be passed on, so. Good, you guys. Adaptations can increase an organism's fitness. You guys killed it on natural selection, artificial selection. Natural selection is just a mechanism for evolution. Alright, so good job. So now I want you guys to get your T-charts and a partner, please. So you'll see on the board, Wednesday's tray, get the T-chart, pick an animal with a partner, and you guys, this is similar to the exercise that we did before. So you're gonna list the traits. I want five at least, and then tell me how they are advantageous for that animal. Do you want me to work with you? What's that? And the topics, you guys, up here, you'll put traits, and then you'll put advantage. You got that? And then just list five at least. Do you want me to work with you, or do you, yeah, cool.
Right, we only need one.
One animal, just one animal, and then
One
5
T-chart.
traits. Yeah, just one T-chart's fine. Just make sure that both your guys' names are on it. Okay. And I might bounce around a bit.
Miss Young.
Yeah.
For local animal, do you want us to get one here?
Yeah. Yeah, so you guys, local animal, choose an animal that you know is here, and by here you can, it could be hay worker, you can, branch out to all of California, that's fine. California native animal, yeah, beaver is fine. We have beavers here. Okay, you're going with deer? What specific deer? Do you remember what they're called?
What did we say?
But we have, no, not whitetails. What do we have? Yeah, blacktail, but specifically Colombian blacktail. Better be specific, because if you say deer, it could be any cervid.
It's really sea enemy.
Yeah. They're fast, okay, good. They are vigilant, I'd say they're very vigilant. You know how they're always like, you break a branch and they're like up and looking? They run. They're fast. That goes into your fast, right? What else? Why don't you think about the physiology?
I guess they don't have any predators.
They have lots of predators. Who are the predators? Bears, humans, and big cat. Mountain lions, cool. When it comes to this, there's two. When we're worried, we're looking for predators. I think you're going outside. When we're looking for predators, and when I say we, I just mean animals. What do you usually use to look for them with?
They have good sight.
Good eyesight, good. But what else? What hangs off the sides of their heads? There's huge. They got big old ears, right? Big ears, big eyes.
Too bad.
How do you spell opposable?
What is it?
How do you spell opposable?
Opposable?
Like as in opposable thumbs.
Oh.
Miss Young.
Opposable.
P-A-S-U-A-B-L-E? Platypus
I don't
is
know.
not native. They are so
No.
cute though.
By race, do
Actually
you want us
venomous.
to like how they look?
Yeah, it could be anything, how they look, how they behave, any of that. So if you're choosing a predator or if you're choosing a prey animal, think about how that influences them. Nice, I like that.
Are they a predator?
They're a mesocarnivore, so they're a little bit of both.
Their food sources are
But what about, think about them, not so much their environment, but them. So like physiology or behavior. Oh, did you find it?
I don't even
Oh,
know
it's
if that's right.
A opposable?
I have no idea if that's right.
I don't either. That's a weird
Might
word.
wanna check that.
Is it an O? Is it an A? Okay. Let's think about the color. What color are they?
like brown.
Like a brown gray, huh? Go ahead, put that in. Now you've got 5. So let's talk about the advantages of each one of those.
Well, it's fast. It can easily run away from predators.
Outrun some predators, good. THUNDS?
Okay, but vigilant, they're all, it helps them, like, hear. No, that's
It's okay. These all, so, okay.
Oh.
What do you notice, has your dad ever talked to you about like hunting? Have you ever went hunting? Talk to you about it. So something about deer you might even notice just like watching them in a field. If you step on a branch and one pops its head up, they're all gonna pop their heads up, right? So it's like herd vigilance. So what's that? How's that help them? If you're a deer and one of your buddies jerks its head up like that.
It helps alert everyone.
Yeah.
They're the predator nearby.
Good. So that improves the survival of not just the individual, right? But the whole herd. Yep. Think about their eyes too. So they got big eyes. Where on their face are their eyes situated? On the side.
So they can see both ways.
Think about predators. Where are their eyes? On the front.
Yeah.
So they can chase,
That's
right?
That's exactly.
And so for deer, theirs are on the side, so they can look for predators. So how's that help?
It helps them like keep watch on both sides to make sure predators aren't coming.
Both. Yeah, good. Yep, so it helps them spot predators probably faster, easier. They have wider range of eyesight. In big ears, same type of idea, right? Just simple, so they can probably what better? Hear better, yeah. Hear predators better, and also maybe hear like, it's kind of messed up, but maybe hear like just sounds of distress further away, something concerning. One that we didn't list is also that they have really good sense of smell, but basically these guys are geared to be like high functioning prey animals. What about their color?
It kind of blends in with the foresty kind of nature color palette.
They almost they kind of remind me, like, especially during hunting season when they're more gray, they remind me of like our oak trees, you know? It's a camouflage, I guess. You could just put that. Killing it. I think we did all the right. Sweet. I'm gonna walk around with it so other kids can see how they do it. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, what animal are you guys doing? Raccoons. Okay, sweet.
That's why we asked about opposable thumbs.
Do they have true opposable thumbs? I can't. Is it true
Yeah,
like
they
they grab?
do
I know
grab
they grab stuff. I couldn't remember because some animals when we say opposable, we can do like this stuff. Some animals can just pinch
No,
stuff.
they can like,
Okay, I thought so because they can strangle a chicken through a fence. So
yeah, cause they can
they can. It's brutal. Raccoons are scary. They'll grab
they watch
koi fish out of my aunt's pond and just like.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You wonder why I shoot at them on the enter my lawn.
Sorry, the what?
Are the advantages about the traits?
Yeah. So you
kill my
are
chickens.
making your idea on how
No.
advantageous. So what is the point of each trait? Like, why do they even have it?
Like, can we just put physical traits and then?
You can do both.
If
You
I
can
ever
behavior
kill
and physical.
something, I need to use every aspect.
Okay.
You're a animal, buddy.
I'm sorry.
One more.
I wanna eat.
Okay, let me see if I can help you.
Buddy,
Multiple
animals
things,
is more
nocturnal,
angel pick.
wash your food, heavy coat for, something
Oh,
something
you didn't
simple,
fix the enemies? That's so
think
funny.
about, that's great, yeah, that's a part of being nocturnal, so their eyesight helps them be nocturnal, but, you could even think about like their dental
Uh-uh,
formula.
actually cool. Have you
They
ever
are a
seen what they do
mesopredator, so they're middle-sized predator,
They travel in there?
they eat, they're an omnivore. You could put that technically is a trait, and technically advantageous.
They don't have to be as selective with food like
Yeah.
bears. They can just run around and start eating stuff.
Eating whatever, totally. You guys could even, we could condense that and say, so, did I talk to you, to this class about generalists versus specialists?
Yes.
Yes,
I
there you
think
go,
so.
generalist. And you guys remember what that means, that's perfect.
As in the name, generalists are generalized.
Yeah, and what they eat, right? So, that means they have what?
They have a bunch of like a crap ton of different
Prey and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
options, so
Yeah.
they'll have more plentiful food than a specialist would.
And then and specialists have like they hunt one or two prey,
Mhm.
and if those two prey get like really low in population, then they'll like just start dying out.
Yep, good, Clint, awesome, I'm glad that you remember that. Sweet. Okay, how are you guys doing back here?
We're pretty good.
We know
I
the
just got-
advantage
I
of
ripped
these
my
of
paper
these-
when I was erasing.
It's okay.
Oh.
Okay, good.
The advantage of these traits.
Good, yeah. You don't scent gland, they're killing it.
They're
That's actually good, that's awesome. I'm glad that you guys are doing like research. Heavy claws,
Their food.
did you guys learn what the scent gland helps them with?
Yeah. They mark objects on their territory.
Yeah,
Or
territorial.
Other, I think it like was like other.
Oh, a little bit.
Other countries.
What does that help them with though? Like what's the point of marking your territory?
As small as I
possibly can.
Why would you want to keep them away?
Because that's like their place, they probably have like their mates there.
Mates?
Gotta stay away.
Babies, what else do they have in their territory?
Food.
Food and water, so they're trying to protect their what?
Their home.
Or their starts with an R. What do you call all the stuff that you need to survive?
Resources.
Yeah, good Carly, yeah. Trying to keep all the resources to themselves. Okay, which one did you guys choose?
How do you spell ability?
Ground squirrels,
Joe, how do you spell
of all the animals. Okay, I actually know a lot about them, so let's see what you guys got. Okay, you need one more? I can give you one if you want. Have you guys ever, I'm assuming you guys have seen ground squirrels, right? Kind of like, they're the more brown ones, they're kind of a nuisance around here actually. They usually like will dig into roads and tunnels. That could have been one, tunnels, but something that's more interesting. So they live in groups, right? They're little communities. If they see a predator, they'll chirp, they'll make a sound to alert like all the other individuals in their population. And how you can put that, they'll chirp when they see predators, or just make a sound and alert. And you can think about how that is advantageous,
Angel, stop saying there's
not
spikes.
just to the individual, right? But to everyone.
Yeah, but why are they?
And you know what else is cool? Just fun fact, I guess.
Well, how does that?
Is a lot of studies have been done on these guys, that they have different sounds for an aerial predator, for like a mammal ground predator, and for snakes. Because snakes will get into their burrows, and so each alert sound makes the ground squirrels do something different. So if it's an aerial predator, down on the ground. If it's something on the ground, they might run to a specific tunnel. And if it's a snake, they'll probably stay stay above ground, or go to like a special chamber in one of their tunnels, so kind of trippy, huh? They're smarter than we think. What'd you guys choose over here?
C and then.
Yeah, okay, I was expecting something like unorthodox for you guys.
Yeah, no one else would pick that. Hey
This,
Joe.
this stingy, colorful, incomplete, good, awesome. Primitive, totally. And regenerative powers, awesome.
Thank you.
What about, how is it incomplete?
Hey,
gut
hey.
We are going to
Alright,
find
guess
that
we're
out.
done.
Yeah, we're researching
I could do this
Yeah, okay.
without the information.
on Wikipedia.
I know they can bud though, the regenerative powers, that's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
That is cool. Yeah, you could put the asexual reproduction, that's definitely advantageous. Okay, we could switch one out.
I think we've got
That
to
comes with regenerative powers, I think,
Strong claws.
because they can bud.
For digging,
Yep, and you could say,
climbing
if
trees.
you wanted to, on budding, that it's advantageous because you don't need a mate.
These guys can reproduce in any way they want.
Yep, so if there's not a whole lot of
That's pretty
mates
cool.
availability, they're not gonna die. What about the color? Why is it colorful? I'm asking because I don't know, so I was hoping you guys could teach me.
Probably because
Blend
they
in
live
easier.
in reefs and stuff, and would better
They can
blend
blend in
in.
easier.
Because if
Blend in,
they're
okay.
colorful, everything in the reef is colorful.
Does it have anything to do with like attracting
conversation.
food? Oh yeah,
Which also live in reefs.
yep, and the symbiotic relationship.
I know they also don't live in reefs. They also live like at the bottom of the ocean, and those ones probably aren't as colorful, like at all.
True, I never even thought about that. But cool, it's camouflage. And then the stinging, because they're Darian-like. Okay.
They hate.
You won't believe it. You won't believe it. It's still our idea.
You guys have sea anemones too?
Yep, but it's not as
They
good,
copy
so
us,
you
totally.
just go.
No, let me see.
No.
But you guys gotta stop like downplaying your souls, alright? You guys do good work.
Yeah, buddy, that pie was good.
No, it's not good at all.
I'm sad that I didn't get any of your pie. I only got
I
the
still have
store-bought
3
one.
pieces of it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, they have a foot.
Oh,
Sorry.
that's right.
What did you say? I missed it. What'd you say to me?
What?
Angel's looking at you concerned. I'm worried.
Yes, 3 pieces of pilot.
Wow. Miss Elliott said that you guys ran out.
What? She's a
just
liar.
I know. She probably wanted to keep it to herself.
Well, too
We
bad.
had like a whole pie leftovers left. That was a lot of fun.
She did give me 2 slices, but it was only of the store-bought kind, which it was still good, but I wanted to see, because Buddy, you made your own, right? Okay.
I didn't try any of these pies.
So you guys want me to help you brainstorm 3 more?
Sure, why not?
Okay. So you could steal the one that they don't want to use and put,
Their mouse are located in the middle of
they poop and eat out of the same hole, yes.
I'm not.
That's not what I was gonna say, so they have an incomplete gut. I'm serious. They do.
Are they throwing up or pooping?
It's both.
Wait, did you just steal one of
Just
ours?
like
They have
They
diarrhea.
stole off
No, we're not gonna use the incomplete gut one. We're gonna use the one that you guys didn't wanna use, the asexual, breeding,
I mean, we
reproduction.
had-
Let's do
So
that.
they
I
also
already
stole
wrote
that.
it down.
No, you guys have regenerative powers. We're not using that.
That includes buddy, which includes asexual.
Okay, go buddy. Write down asexual reproduction. Buddy.
Angel can write it down. It's his
Or
turn.
Angel, okay.
Don't feel like I got sandwich.
Buddy, why don't you brainstorm on how that is advantageous?
I don't know, it's simple, they don't have to move.
No, they don't have to move. Good, they don't have to move. They don't have to, let's say, find mates, right? Because that can be hard and energetically taxing.
And it'll leave them vulnerable, because they're, quite vulnerable.
Soft bodies and all.
True, no bones,
Some soft body.
They didn't.
no brain.
Yeah, no brain. Not a true brain. Actually.
Technically, it's not a complex. Technically, they do have a brain, but
The
it's not
bundle
as
of
complex
nerves.
as the
Okay.
other one.
You guys are bad influence. Okay. I just thought of one and then I lost it. Oh, you could use the one that they also are
I don't
not
wanna use theirs.
using. They're not using it, alright?
I don't want to use theirs.
You could put the, I don't know if they actually choose this though, do they?
Choose what?
Wow.
A symbiotic relationship with a clownfish.
Yes, they choose symbiotic relationship with crabs.
Or just put symbiotic relationships with.
They can easily do it with all of their
Wants to stimulate.
I mean, they
With-
evolved
with-
to attract them, so technically,
with
yes.
crabs, they can do it.
Alright. So
They attach to crab's claws,
symbiotic,
which additionally gives them protection, and then
yes. Good buddy, you're killing it. So symbiotic relationships with apparently a multitude of species.
it's true.
For what again? Why is it helpful?
It helps them survive, and
By how?
by, you know, protecting the other species.
Protection, good, yeah,
And with
protection.
the crab, they both protect each other. Oh, see?
Alright.
It's true.
Oh,
I'm not
Emma?
using my finger.
What do you need?
Status is like, it says I successfully signed in, but it says, however, we are not sure where to send you.
All right.
Because you're using the wrong side of
Alright, you're in.
It's the wrong Sabbath.
We don't want.
Here.
Oh, okay, just open up another tab. It does this to me sometimes, so open up another tab and then, do. I know, I'm sorry. I saw him like giving me the eyes and I was like, what is it? What do you want? Faster.
I'm in the
Philip, why are you up?
Taking a break from our extremely hard work.
Do we need to take some stretches? Yes, you will turn around. Okay, you're in now, right?
Can I do my
Yay. If you're done, you may do your stretches. Get your blood flowing a little bit.
Stand up.
Yeah, do you guys want to stand up and do some like arm stretches? Okay, Philip has decided to sit down now. Okay, if you guys are done, put them in your turn-in tray. Make sure both your guys' names are on it. If you have two separate papers, that's fine. But if you have just the one, both names need to be on it for credit.
Why don't you brainstorm something?
And then you guys on Sabbath, just the two. Okay,
But there's
three things. Yes, there's three things. So you guys are gonna do the. It doesn't matter which one you do first. You can do the bird beak one, or you can do the natural selection one. It's the same thing we talked about up here with the grasshoppers. It'll be real quick and easy for you. And then the third thing is your quiz, 5-question quiz, and then you'll be done.
Okay, would you take you all through them right now?
Yeah.
In 5 minutes?
Yeah, we'll have time tomorrow. Philip, cheer up. You look like you just got back from a funeral.
Really?
He
Yeah.
always looks like that.
Well,
So
I'm being
sad.
Nice and respectful.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. I'm glad that
It's a
you're
lie.
working on that.
I got a 90 on my Gary.
I rolled.
Oh yeah. I graded that already. I forgot. I'm trying to grade them as they come in, so just get through them.
Right colors and tracks.
Oh, I didn't realize so much time had passed.
Yep. Write it down with the.
Okay. Are you going through this one yet? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Get in there. Oh, sorry, Mercedes.
No.
On Sabbath, yeah.
Oh my god.
Write that down.
Why can I never spell my last name correctly the first
Oh,
time?
okay.
It always comes out as Ho or Honore.
Write down, you don't.
I'll show that to you in a little bit. Yeah, come find me. Southern Carrier at lunch.
Like all done.
How we doing with the grasshoppers too? Decent, easy. Does it have you make your own guesstimate? Or you just count it literally?
Does it use markers to count the numbers of the other?
Don't click
So
and
it
drag.
I thought it was gonna be like, they should make these yellow.
That's silly. I bet you could just click that instead of, I mean, you can put it on each grasshopper if you want. But you could probably just drag out as many green ones as you see and as many yellow ones as you see.
Oh, yeah.
Just to make it faster so it's not as tedious.
I think you need extra food. You're bad.
Just need to start doing on
I think it's a good thing
on the Downy. We have those here.
everyone, you and I probably need this one.
House pinches.
Go on. There you go.
Which one what kind of stuff do you think that one eats?
And buddy, you're so bad
That's
at
what
this
I would
stuff.
guess too. What about that one? Meat, yep. How
These are
come?
other classes, I'm actually somewhat good.
Oh.
Yeah, it kinda like pierces the flesh,
Angel, how many E's do you
impales it.
I don't know, probably like 2 or 3.
Check your Aries.
Mhm.
Buddy, how many E's do you have?
You probably can rip stuff really good, huh? And we're not even looking at its talons, huh?
I think that's a lot. Seems kind of.
I just think it's like
You go to the-
meat. Alright, which one do you think it's gonna eat out of the list?
Buddy, take your glasses off.
Bugs? Yep.
How many fingers?
You get 2 choices, right? Primary and secondary food source, so definitely bugs. This one's kinda hard for like a secondary food source.
We'll go snap that back.
Berries? Yep, I agree with that. Nope. Just go to the next page. Or the table.
We
I got
should've
the time.
done the
Maybe
barrel
enter
Bruh.
those for now so you don't
Yeah,
forget.
you should have, Angel.
Yeah,
Insects on that one.
Should have done the barrel life.
I said
Good.
here, but you didn't wanna do here.
Well, because
So
that's
if I said
basic.
anything else, then we would have been.
Yeah, who the hell wants to do
Good.
deer when we can do sea anemones?
Yeah, true.
Nope, we're gonna wait, so go to the next page.
Yeah, but they didn't copy the exact
Mercedes,
same.
you're cheating.
Also, you guys copied our ideas for the treats, so it's balanced.
Okay.
Everything is as it should be.
Most of ours are different.
Everybody makes fun of my stuff, so it's
Seeds, yep, got it.
Copiers copy.
Also, the guidance.
You know, I thought that too.
Nah, there's time.
Let's think, so you know it's meat, yep, right?
There's
Yeah, but shockingly, its primary is birds, other birds, so he eats other birds. And it's small mammals as a secondary.
Oh, this isn't gonna say.
It's okay.
Okay, stop it.